Hey guys, just like my first video, I broke the rules of having like a neutral background. I'm at my girlfriend's house right now in Chicago, so we're gonna have to make do with not an ideal backdrop. Alright, so here we go. So you guys really came through for me with my Q&A. I sent out a tweet asking you guys to ask me some questions, and I made a Tumblr so that if anyone doesn't have a Twitter account or they don't really feel comfortable tweeting something out, you can do it privately on anonymous ask, or just shoot me a message in my inbox. So I'm not gonna say usernames of people that answered. If you guys want a shout out next time, let me know. I just want to keep everything private and make everyone feel comfortable. So I'm currently sitting on the ground, so sorry if I'm moving around a lot. It's probably because my butt fell asleep. But anyway, so I'm gonna go through them all, and yeah, here we go. Okay, so we'll start out with a really deep one first. So do you prefer brownies or cookies? Both? Or other favorite baked goods? They hashtag serious stuff here, I like that. Well, cookies, I do like cookies, but I actually only like, I like sugar cookies. My favorite though would be oatmeal raisin. I know, it's kind of gnarly, but I don't like chocolate chips. I know some people might unfollow me right now, but yeah, I don't like chocolate chips. Brownies, I like brownies. And other baked goods, I don't know, I'm not really much of a sweet person. Like I like a cake, maybe like a white cake. So brownies or cookies, I think I would go with oatmeal raisin cookie over a brownie. And I think I'd go a white cake over an oatmeal raisin cookie. Alright, another one. Must be my last name, I don't know, you guys think I'm some sweet obsessed person, but so somebody said pancakes or waffles. I'm gonna have to go with waffles. Pancakes could get a little soggy. Waffles can take the maple syrup. I love maple syrup. I don't like that fake Aunt Jemima stuff. I just love like a pure maple syrup. Hashtag Canada. Bro, what's your favorite hockey memory? My favorite hockey memory, I probably have two. So you probably guessed one of them was the goal I scored as my first as Harrison Browne. Amazing. Hands down, one of the top moments. Second, probably was making Team Canada when I was in grade 12. I got the call from the coach saying I made it and to pack my bags and get ready for Sweden. That was an unreal moment and something I've been working for my whole life, so that was a great achievement for me. If you could wrap yourself into any of your fave TV shows and interact with the characters, which show would it be? That's a good one. I would say, I'm gonna switch your question to TV. I would say a movie, because I watch movies more. Lord of the Rings. Hands down, my favorite movie. I would love to interact with all those characters. I would have loved to have been like Aragorn or something like that, but I'm probably more of a hobbit because I'm 5'4". I want to know your thoughts on if transitioning is necessary to be trans. I'm assuming that they mean a medical transition, like hormone therapy. If you don't mean that, then I'm sorry if I misinterpreted your question, but no. Obviously I don't, because I identify as trans. I have said this in my first video that I don't feel like you need to transition medically to be considered a man. You can identify as a man. I identify as a man right now. I don't wear a binder. I don't take hormones. I haven't gone through any surgeries. I haven't even gotten my name legally changed. That's because of visa issues, and I don't want to have to go through that. I'm happy with it being on the roster, and eventually I'll look into that, but I'm just living life the way that I want to live. I don't have to have any sort of things like a medical transition right now to be accepted. I'm accepted right now, which is awesome, but I do want to do that in the future. But does that mean you have to do that to be considered trans? No, not at all. Okay, so here's another one. When you're in public, do you feel more comfortable / safe using the men's or women's bathroom when there are people in there? That's a tough one. If there's a family-friendly bathroom or like a unisex bathroom or a single stall, I gravitate to that automatically. I really feel uncomfortable going into either one of them. If I'm with my teammates that are girls, I'll go in the women's bathroom with them. I'll get some weird looks, but when I'm by myself, I go into the men's bathroom sometimes. I actually get less looks when I go into the men's bathroom because they don't even think twice. I just walk in. It's when I go into the women's bathroom by myself, I get weird looks, people looking at me, people saying to their friends, being loud, like saying, "Oh, this is the women's bathroom. I know what bathroom I'm in. Don't you think if I didn't see urinals or I didn't see a bunch of men, I would have turned right around? I hate that. And I get some people that I walk in and they quickly look, they're walking out, or they are walking and they quickly look at the sign to make sure they're going into the right one. Bathrooms are just a sticky situation. I'll hold it as long as I can, but I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable. Like, I'm going to go into a bathroom. If the line's long, I'll go into the men's bathroom. It just all depends. I don't feel connected to either one of them. I don't feel unsafe. Maybe a men's might be a little bit more scary, but I haven't felt unsafe yet. I'm a trans guy who owns a ferret, so maybe I was wondering what got you into wanting a ferret. Well, funny story, I actually went into the pet store. I got my first ferret in Maine when I was second or third year university, or junior, sophomore year, whatever you guys say. I went into the pet store. I wanted something. I was just a little lonely and I wanted an animal, so I thought a gecko would be a nice animal to get. So I was walking, I went to Petco. I know I shouldn't have got an animal at Petco. I should have adopted, but maybe in the future I'll adopt a pet. But so I walked in and I had to walk by the small animal section, and I'd always been curious about ferrets. I always wanted one as a kid, and my mom always said no. She was just worried about the smell. But I always thought they were so cool. I saved up for one time. My dad gave me one of those $1 million bills, like, that are fake. I thought it was real, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally buy a ferret. And my dad had to tell me that it wasn't real, and I started crying. Needless to say, he never used those bills again. But anyway, so I walked through the small animal section, and I saw the ferrets. And so obviously I looked in there, and they were all sleeping. And then there was one that was awake, and it had its little paws on the glass, and was just looking at me like this, and following me on the glass. It was like a circle. It was following me wherever I would go, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I went in, and I found somebody, and I said, hey, can I hold it? And turned out to be my little baby Sawyer. She was not very kind when I first got her. She was a biter and just really rambunctious, which is fine. I love energy. It was just the biting. And the first thing she did, she went right through my finger right there, and it was disgusting. But you can train them. This is a disclaimer. Ferrets are not vicious. Like, if you train, she was just playing with me. Like, it's like a puppy teething. It wasn't out of anything of malice or anything like that. She was just playing, and she was so excited to be out of that cage, I think. But I trained her really well, and she doesn't bite anymore. She's still the playful little Sawyer that she is, and I'm so happy with my decision. I just felt right in love with her. But they're awesome. They're great pets. And did you use any online resources like Reddit or forums to help you in your transition? I never used Reddit or forum. I mostly just watched YouTube videos of like Aiden Dowling and stuff like that. I don't remember the other guys' names, but I would watch those, and that helped me. I haven't done any of like the nitty-gritty stuff with like testosterone or surgeries, but I'm sure I'll read some forums and stuff on doctors when the time comes for that too. So, but no, not forums or anything like that, but definitely YouTube. What are one of the things that you've knitted that you like the most? I actually have it. I made it for my girlfriend, so she has it at her house, so this is actually kind of convenient. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay. This took me a long time, and it still didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted to. If anyone's knitted before, they probably know what I'm talking about, but you need like an extender to make like a blanket. I didn't have an extender, so I had to use like the longest knitting needles I had. It still wasn't long enough, but I made a blanket for my girlfriend, and I'll show it to you. It's more of like a towel because it's not wide, but it's still pretty good. It does the job. So I don't know if you can see it. So there it is. She's small. She's 4'10", so she doesn't need like a huge blanket, but if you can see the detail right there. So it took me a really long time to make that, so I'm pretty proud of that. I'm probably gonna make her another one if I can find an extender. Do you have any advice to trans guys not out to family who don't think their family will accept them? Yeah, I had that issue too. I was so scared to do this because I didn't want to hurt my family and I didn't want to upset my parents, but you just have to come to a point where this is your life and you have to live for yourself, and you need to do what you need to be happy, because you're gonna be miserable if you hide away. and you just bury it deep down just because you want to make your family happy or you don't want to upset your family. You can't do that. You have to live for yourself. And once you finally start living your authentic way, I hope your family comes around, and that's what family is for, to pick you up when you're going through hard times. But if your family's not, that's what friends are for. So hopefully you can find some solace in either your family, I hope they surprise you, or your friends will come pick you up. So that's the only advice that I can give. The best advice you can give to a younger trans person is probably the same kind of thing. You just have to live for yourself, and I know it's tough. When I was younger, I'm 23 right now, so I've had a few years under my belt of coming out as gay, as coming out as trans, so I've dealt with that, but coming to grips with it and being terrified of telling anyone once you kind of internalize it, and then you say it out loud for the first time, it's terrifying. The camera kind of cut out, so I don't really know where I left off, but kind of you have to make that jump for yourself to come out. I wish I would have come out sooner. I wish that I would have maybe come out in college to the public instead of just maybe in my team. So when you feel ready, don't push yourself, don't rush yourself. If you're not ready to come out, don't. But when you feel like it's too much, too heavy of a burden, tell somebody, tell your closest friend, maybe see a counselor, just get it off your chest. But don't do anything you're not ready for, and don't push yourself. It's a slow process. And if you see all these people that have gone through medical changes, their voices are changing, their muscle mass, their bodies, body hair, everything, facial hair. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to people that are far into their transition and be jealous. Look at that as something to look up to, something to look forward to. And I'm not saying that you have to medically transition to be fulfilled. Just take your time, do your research, and do what you need to do to be happy. Have you ever felt abandoned by the LGBT community for being pre-everything or for any other reason? No. I do feel a little bit in limbo. I think I've mentioned this before, either in articles or in a past video. I do feel very, not abandoned, I just don't feel like I fit into a spectrum myself, because my end goal, now this isn't everyone's end goal, my end goal is to be physically transitioned. So I do feel a little bit in limbo. I'm not gay, I'm not a woman that likes women, I'm a trans man that likes women. I feel like, to me, I just don't feel like I'm myself yet. I feel, to myself, I feel like a pre-pubescent boy. Like I don't have facial hair and nothing, so I don't feel like I am at the final stage yet. So, but I don't feel like I'm not a trans person. I've been so accepted by my gay friends, I've been accepted by my straight friends, I've been accepted by the LGBT communities that have reached out to me, thanking me and congratulating me for coming out. Like, you can play. I've been followed by a bunch of magazines, like LGBT magazines and stuff like that, so I don't feel, what was the word that you used? Abandoned at all. I feel embraced. Myself, I just feel a little uncomfortable because I'm in a limbo, but the LGBT community has been great. What's your favorite thing about ferrets? They're playful, they're loving, and they sleep a lot. So they're like they're the perfect college pet. That's what I say, or the perfect pet for somebody on the go a lot. So I'm always on the road. I'm away days at a time. So I need an animal that I don't need to come back to and let out to go pee or be around every day. I have somebody look after my ferrets or check up on them when I'm on the road. And I'm only on the road for like a couple days. That's not saying you can just abandon your ferret and leave them alone. But they're great. They only need like a few hours. They're only awake like 6 hours a day. They sleep 18 hours a day. So they only need like, they just need as much time as you can give them. Like whenever I'm home, I let them out in my room and we play around. I'll try to see if I can find some more videos of them. They play with like cat toys, like stringy toys that you can play with them. They play fetch with, they love squeaky toys. When they're sleepy, they'll fall asleep on me, they'll lick my face. They're just kind of like a kitten and a puppy. So they're just a lot of fun. They're excitement, they keep me on my toes, they're hilarious, they make me laugh. So I couldn't have asked for better pets. Okay, so this is the last question. What's your favorite pre-game coffee? I don't drink coffee at all. I've had maybe 1 or 2 cups in my life. It's just not something that I like. I feel sick afterwards, so I really just drink water, basically. Boring. But anyway, so thanks a lot, guys, for reaching out to me. It made my job a lot easier, so I didn't have to come up with anything to make a video on. But I appreciate everyone reaching out to me. Some people just messaged me and said, hey, I don't have a question, but I just want to say, like, I'm following you and you're an inspiration, so that's awesome. I always love getting those emails, so keep them coming, or messages, whatever they are. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, feel free to follow my Twitter, Instagram. You can follow me on Snapchat now. I'm enjoying that, so that's fun. And feel free to reach out to me, guys. I'm here for you. I want to be as positive as a role model as I possibly can. So if you have any video ideas, anything, help a brother out. Alright, thanks, guys.